Tesla Cybercab is entering a pivotal transition phase as mass production at Giga Texas has officially begun. While the Robotaxi network has recently expanded its real-world operating hours into the evening as system reliability continues to improve, Tesla has just released the new FSD version 14.3.2 update, and Elon Musk acknowledged that Cybercab could be sold to the public by 2027. Meanwhile, the number of Cybercabs on the road is steadily increasing, and several new regulations have recently been approved to close legal loopholes, potentially creating new challenges for Tesla. The company has also released over 5 years of Robotaxi fleet data using FSD, and Cybercab is now being described as a mobile healthcare operating platform with enormous potential. So how quickly are Cybercab and the Robotaxi network scaling up? One of the most encouraging recent developments is that Robotaxi operations in Austin have started running unsupervised at night. This marks an important milestone, reflecting Tesla's growing confidence in the FSD system under more complex real-world traffic conditions. Operating without human supervision at night demonstrates that Tesla's AI system has reached an exceptionally advanced level of visual data processing, capable of seeing and understanding its surroundings in darkness at a level comparable to, or even better than, human vision. More importantly, the company appears to have largely solved many of the edge cases that have long been the biggest obstacle for autonomous driving. Even though Waymo has been operating at night for quite some time, Tesla's approach focuses on mass scale at low cost. If Tesla succeeds in delivering reliable nighttime autonomous driving using only cameras, it could gain a massive competitive advantage in service pricing. According to data from Robotaxi Tracker, Texas's unsupervised Robotaxi fleet has now reached approximately 25 vehicles, with Austin accounting for 19 vehicles, while Dallas and Houston each have 3. This increase suggests the network is gradually scaling beyond its initial testing phase. The service currently relies mainly on modified Model Y vehicles, but Cybercab units are expected to join the fleet soon as production ramps up, delivering greater economic efficiency thanks to a design optimized specifically for Robotaxi operations. The number of Cybercabs has now approached 100 units, and production-ready versions have already revealed their first details, featuring a sleeker design compared to earlier prototypes. Over time, Cybercab vehicles are expected to replace and phase out Model Y units within the Robotaxi fleet once testing is completed and regulatory approval is secured for vehicles operating without steering wheels or pedals in certain regions. Tesla is also aggressively expanding its operational footprint during the first half of 2026. Expanding gradually through geofenced areas allows the company to collect data and fine-tune its algorithms before scaling more broadly. Cybercab's growth is being heavily driven by the broader FSD ecosystem. Tesla has just released the new FSD version 14.3.2 update, and as previously hinted, this version includes upgraded reinforcement learning algorithms, improved image encoders for low-visibility scenarios, 20% faster response times thanks to a rewritten compiler, reduced lane drift and tailgating behavior, and better handling of parking situations, emergency vehicles, and animals. Meanwhile, Tesla's global vehicle fleet has officially surpassed 10 billion miles driven using FSD mode. What's especially remarkable is that Tesla took 5.5 years to accumulate the first 10 billion miles, but the fleet is now adding another 10 billion miles in just 11.5 months. On average, Tesla owners worldwide are driving 1,000 miles using FSD every 3 seconds, equivalent to 28.8 million miles per day. This figure not only reflects the enormous scale of Tesla's fleet, but also provides an unmatched AI training dataset, enabling rapid algorithm improvements for both the current Model Y Robotaxi fleet and the upcoming Cybercab platform. However, alongside greater technological freedom comes tighter accountability. California has just passed new regulations that will take effect on July 1, 2026, allowing police to directly fine autonomous vehicle manufacturers if their vehicles violate traffic laws. This marks a major step toward closing long-standing legal loopholes, effectively requiring companies like Tesla and Waymo to assume responsibility as if they were the actual driver of the vehicle. The regulation demands not only accurate driving behavior, but also complex interaction capabilities with emergency responders, requiring autonomous systems to pull over or comply with on-scene instructions within minutes. Although Tesla's dedicated Robotaxi fleet remains smaller than competitors such as Waymo, the company holds a massive advantage in the sheer volume of real-world data collected from millions of customer vehicles globally. With billions of FSD miles accumulated, Tesla is leveraging this crowd intelligence to optimize real-world driving responses. As California's regulatory environment becomes increasingly strict, integrating real-world data from both consumer vehicles and dedicated robotaxis could become the key factor allowing Tesla to maintain its leadership position. Cybercab production at Giga Texas has continued gaining momentum after officially launching in late April. Newly produced units have been spotted with glossy surface finishes, suggesting the production line is being optimized for mass manufacturing. Tesla expects output to grow exponentially by the end of the year, targeting hundreds of vehicles per week initially and eventually scaling toward millions of units annually. The transition toward fully steering wheel-free production models is also a clear sign that Tesla has moved beyond the prototype stage. Cybercab being occasionally spotted in certain parts of the United States has already attracted attention, so its appearance in Paris has generated even greater interest. The display of Tesla Cybercab at the Tesla Paris Madeleine store has drawn massive public attention, marking an important first step toward normalizing the image of fully autonomous vehicles in one of the world's most demanding markets. Although the vehicle is currently only being showcased statically and has not yet conducted public road testing, Cybercab's presence in major capitals such as Paris, London, and Berlin indicates that Tesla is actively gathering feedback from urban users who are already accustomed to older and far more complex transportation infrastructure. Tesla's biggest challenge in Europe is not the technology itself, but the regulatory barriers, unlike the United States. Europe's traffic safety and privacy regulations, such as United Nations Economic Commission for Europe standards, are extremely strict, requiring far more complex and lengthy approval processes for autonomous driving systems. That is why Tesla's decision to take Cybercab on a tour across major European cities is likely part of a broader strategy to familiarize consumers with the concept while also opening indirect dialogue with policymakers. The company is laying the groundwork by demonstrating that its FSD system, despite accumulating billions of miles of training data in the United States, could eventually adapt to the unique challenges of European urban environments. Tesla has spent a significant amount of time developing a specialized production line for Cybercab because it completely abandons the traditional linear vehicle assembly process. Elon Musk first introduced the concept during Tesla Investor Day in early 2023, and even now the system is still not fully completed. As we previously mentioned, Cybercab does not move through a conventional straight-line assembly process like the Model Y. Instead, the vehicle is built through multiple independent modules assembled in parallel. Around 5 to 6 major modules are produced separately, including the front end, rear end, the structural battery pack integrated with the floor and interior, as well as the left and right side sections. Each module is assembled by robots in dedicated manufacturing zones. At the final marriage station, the modules are joined together using lasers, minimal adhesive, and highly precise fasteners. The exterior body panels are attached only in the final stage. As a result, the vehicle never touches the ground until completion, reducing accumulated manufacturing defects and eliminating unnecessary movement throughout the factory. This approach reduces factory footprint requirements by roughly 40% and lowers labor costs by about 30%, making the Cybercab factory resemble a consumer electronics production facility more than a traditional automotive assembly plant. One little-known secret is that Cybercab completely eliminates the need for a paint shop. Although the production version has been revealed with a sleek, glossy yellow finish, the reality is that Cybercab does not require traditional automotive painting facilities at all. The body uses polyurethane panels manufactured through reaction injection molding, with the color and surface finish embedded directly into the material during the molding process. Even when scratched, the color remains uniform because the pigment runs throughout the entire material. The plastic components are joined using ultrasonic welding instead of rivets or conventional metal welding. Combined with Tesla's large-scale Giga casting system, the total number of Cybercab parts is reportedly reduced to roughly half that of the Model 3, greatly simplifying the supply chain and Robotaxi fleet maintenance. Cybercab may also be Tesla's most battery-limited vehicle package, featuring a relatively small 35 kilowatt-hour battery pack integrated directly into the vehicle floor to improve torsional rigidity and safety. Its low-voltage 48-volt electrical architecture combined with Ethernet networking completely replaces traditional wiring harnesses, while distributed control modules take over the role previously handled by the older CAN bus system. Steer-by-wire and brake-by-wire systems eliminate complex mechanical linkages, making the platform ideally suited for Level 5 autonomous operation. The interior is extremely minimalist, featuring 2 deep one-piece sofa-style seats with no manual driving interfaces whatsoever. The camera-only design, advanced thermal management system, and highly efficient inductive charging capability exceeding 90% all indicate that Cybercab has been optimized for continuous 24/7 operation with exceptionally low operating costs. Tesla may eventually be able to manufacture Cybercab for under $30,000, but that is unlikely to happen during the early production phase. The unboxed manufacturing system is still unfinished and continues to face numerous issues that need to be resolved. That is why Elon Musk has acknowledged that initial Cybercab production will be extremely slow, potentially only a few units per week. However, one reality is that Tesla is exceptionally strong in manufacturing. The company possesses some of the industry's most advanced engineers and production equipment, and Giga Texas is arguably one of the most technologically sophisticated factories among all Tesla gigafactories. Because of that, Tesla could accelerate production very quickly in the coming months, particularly toward the end of this year, although Tesla's goal of selling Cybercab directly to customers as early as next year remains uncertain. From our perspective, it currently appears unlikely to stay fully on schedule. But what if Cybercab becomes more than just a conventional passenger robotaxi? One of the most practical, though far less glamorous potential roles for Cybercab could be in medical transportation and healthcare logistics. Much of the inefficiency in healthcare has little to do with doctors, nurses, medical science, or healthcare technology itself. The real issue is logistics. Patients miss appointments because they cannot drive, cannot afford transportation, live far away, are injured, elderly, recovering from surgery, or simply do not have someone available to take them. A 2020 analysis found that in 2017 alone, 5.8 million people in the United States delayed medical care due to lack of transportation. Researchers studying rural healthcare have also emphasized that transportation directly impacts healthcare accessibility, emergency service burdens, patient no-show rates, and overall healthcare utilization. As a result, beyond simply transporting passengers, Cybercab's design may unintentionally make it highly effective as a medical logistics platform. Cybercab's cabin could ideally function as a digital patient intake room, where the healthcare process begins the moment the doors close through direct integration with electronic health records. Technically, eliminating the steering wheel and pedals frees up interior space for preclinical activities such as biometric screening, medical history intake, and patient education through interactive displays. This could improve clinic efficiency while reducing missed appointments, a problem that costs the healthcare industry billions of dollars every year. For hospital logistics, Cybercab and its autonomous variants could serve as the backbone infrastructure for transporting lab samples, sterilized supplies, and medical equipment continuously 24/7 with extremely precise timing and temperature control. In rural areas, it could become a solution that eliminates geographic barriers, bringing healthcare access closer to residents at operating costs far lower than traditional ambulances or transportation services. In that sense, Cybercab's potential extends far beyond its role as a conventional passenger robotaxi. It is truly remarkable to witness how rapidly these operational ecosystems are developing. Just a few months ago, the idea of a Tesla driving around a crowded city without anyone inside seemed like a distant dream. Now, it is gradually becoming an everyday reality in Texas. Instead of launching as early as originally expected, Tesla's roadmap for unsupervised FSD deployment has now reportedly shifted to no earlier than Q4 2026, with multiple conditions attached. This represents a major challenge for Elon Musk's team as they attempt to fulfill timelines that have repeatedly been delayed over the past decade. While Tesla continues refining its system, Waymo has already established a strong position at the Level 4 autonomy stage. The company is currently operating commercially in 10 cities and is targeting 1 million rides per week using its 6th-generation system. Its safety performance has been supported by real-world data covering 127 million miles, showing a 90% reduction in serious injury crashes and an 82% reduction in airbag deployment rates compared to human drivers. The core difference lies in the liability model. Waymo is already willing to assume direct legal responsibility for the actions of its autonomous system, while Tesla still maintains a policy requiring the driver to remain primarily responsible when using its full self-driving. Although FSD has shown dramatic improvements and now performs significantly better than it did a year ago, whether Tesla is prepared to accept legal responsibility for the system remains a major open question. Reaching true Level 4 autonomy, where human supervision is no longer required and the company fully assumes responsibility for every driving action, represents a much larger leap than simply improving software performance. In our view, the gap between an outstanding driver assistance system and a fully liability-backed autonomous platform is the single biggest obstacle Tesla must overcome in the years ahead. That wraps up today's episode. What do you think about Tesla's progress with Cybercab and the Robotaxi network? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.